Diaspora Insurance. Peace of mind guaranteed. Diaspora Insurance. Peace of mind guaranteed.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us. You're joining us live as we are launching a product from Diaspora Insurance. Please come to our comment section, comment and tell us where you are joining us from. Tonight is an interesting night. This night is for you, for your peace of mind. And I have with me in the studios the renowned Mr. Jeff Madzingo of the Diaspora, CEO of Diaspora Insurance. Thank you so much for joining us. Share this broadcast, share it with your friends, with your family. This product is for you and your family.
Diaspora Insurance. Peace of mind guaranteed.
Thank you. Thank you. Those that are commenting in the comment section. Tonight, you stand a chance to win cash, US dollars cash, if you answer a question. So we need you to pay attention. Pay so much attention so that you can get the answer right and win some cash from this launch. I want to say good evening to you, Mr. Madzingo, CEO of the Diaspora Insurance, Manira Kanaka.
Thank you and good evening. Thank you for joining us, and we look forward to a lively discussion this evening.
Exactly. Those who are our long-standing clients, customers, those that use the product, please comment in the comment section. Those who have testimonials of using this, comment in the comment section, because tonight is about us. I am representing the community as I am standing in here, and as I'm having this conversation with Mr. Madzingo, we are getting viewership that is going up. Can we continue to log in, comment in the comment section, and tag your relatives so that they can come for this broadcast? Right, Mr. Madzingo. We've met in the studio before, and I've heard you speak about Diaspora Insurance. But tonight, we just want to go back. The company was established over a decade ago, Diaspora Insurance, and I just want to know what was the reason that drove you to establishing such a company.
Okay, thank you, and Mimi, and thank you everyone who is tuned in, and to our clients, thank you for the support. We are here to support and make sure we create solutions for the community. The company was established over a decade ago now, so we talk of over a decade of delivering peace of mind. The company has been running since 2012. That's when we started issuing policies, and the company has grown exponentially over the years. As to why the company was established, the inspiration was basically to try and arrest a very difficult situation, a social ill, where every time there was a bereavement in the diaspora, people resorted to begging for send off, and it was a case of creating a solution for the common good of the diasporans, especially. So the company was basically inspired by the need to create a solution for the diasporans to deal with what we sometimes term final expenses or end of life expenses or funeral expenses.
Wow. It is amazing that you established a company because of that, because, you know, the African culture, it's a taboo to talk about death and prepare for death. They're like, what? You want me to die? You are covering for me to die. But you've been doing this for over 10 years and you have covered quite many nations, over 13 nationalities, if I'm right.
Correct. Yeah. The company has grown exponentially. The issue about discussing end of life as a taboo subject in the African communities is real, and it's a subject that not people would not normally bring on the dinner table. But the reality of the matter is that there's nothing more certain than the fact that when we all come to pass at some point. In fact, the saying is we all begin to die the day we are born. We just don't know how long we have to live. So that's the reality of life. And when the reality finally catches up, there are going to be end of life expenses. Someone has to be responsible for that. It therefore becomes the kind of of being irresponsible to live in the hope and faith that nothing will happen when you know certainly something will happen. In fact, there's no single person who will live longer because they don't have a policy. Neither is there a person who will die younger because they've taken a funeral policy. So to me, it's a case of planning where you try to bring the future into the present to say this reality will happen. I will deal with it now while least I can, so that you create a solution for your peace of mind, you create a solution for your loved ones. So we talked about 13 countries. In fact, we launching another 6 countries now, which includes Nigeria, Gambia, Rwanda, Sierra Leone, amongst others. So we are increasing the number of countries that we are offering the product to 19 African countries. So it's anyone from those nationalities, wherever they are in the world, they qualify to be covered to enjoy their peace of mind. Yeah, thank you.
Wow. Wow. Can you walk us through some of the milestones that you will say over this decade, on top of the 13 nationals and the new nations that you're going to tap in? Can you just tell us some of the milestones of this company?
Yeah, it's been phenomenal, really, because starting from a time when it was just a pipe dream to say we need to create an institutionalized framework. We needed to create a framework where people are protected in terms of their policies for the long term, where a policy functions as the intergenerational financial security. We needed to have that kind of solution, because what was available across markets were informal solutions where people come together to try and support each other, form some kind of burial society, those informal mutual assistance schemes. So the milestone was to create an institutionalized, a proper insurance product, which is regulated and authorized by the Financial Conduct Authority. So that was a very critical thing, that you get a product which is properly regulated, not only regulated, but also in the market like UK, Diaspora insurance is regulated by the Financial Conduct Authority, FCA. But beyond that, our clients, like bank accounts, they are protected under the Financial Conduct Authority, not under the financial compensation scheme, the financial services compensation scheme. So over and above the FCA authorization and regulation, our clients are protected under the financial compensation scheme, which is very, very important. But to make sure our clients are protected for the long term, because we want a solution that outlives us, a solution for the long term, a solution for intergenerational financial security. Our product is also reinsured into the biggest reinsurance companies in the world, so that the clients are fully protected. So those are some of the milestones that it's FCA authorized and regulated. It's financial compensation scheme protected, reinsuring into the world's biggest reinsurance companies. The company has also grown phenomenally over the years. What you in total, you're talking millions, over 5 million in cash handouts to families. So the assistance to bereaved families has been very, very big. And the company has also grown into a multi-million-dollar operation, which helps us to continue to offer new products and strengthen our offering to different markets, in different markets.
Yeah, I think you have said some very, very important pointers, but maybe because it was in an umbrella, I want you to just to clarify to the listeners that what is the importance of FCA regulatory board? Why is it important for us to check if a company is regulated?
Yeah, it's very important. Regulation is very important and exists for a reason. The main reason regulation exists is to protect the consumer. The regulator has got the financial capacity, has got the expertise, has got the resources, has got the know-how, and has got the power to protect the consumer. And they can do assessments to make sure that the service provider is doing things properly, and they are treating customers fairly, they are giving customers value for money. So it's very important that a regulator comes in, especially in products like insurance and banking, where you are dealing with people's money. It's very important that you are regulated, and it's very simple to check whether someone is regulated or not, because there are offerings that are out there in the market where you may take so much confidence that they are regulated when they are actually not regulated and not playing fair, because you can just check. If you Google FCA register, you Google FCA register, you get an option where you can search if by name of company, if they are regulated, or by the name of the individual you are talking to. So if you go on FCA register, you search it by name of company, you can tell whether a company is regulated or it's not regulated. So it's a very simple thing. But regulation is important because the whole purpose of regulation is to protect the consumer. The consumer may not have the expertise and the technical know-how, but the regulator is there to protect you. So it's your starting point is, if you are taking a financial product, especially in markets like UK, is to check if the provider is regulated. If they are not regulated, the first question should be, why are you not regulated? And don't be misled into thinking that having a company's house company number is regulation. It's not. Anyone can form a company within 10-20 minutes. You can form a company in the UK. So registering with the company's house is not regulation. Regulation is when you are regulated by the regulatory body for that industry. So it's critical to understand the differences.
Wow, thank you so much. So what we are understanding about the regulatory is that you have the peace of mind that this money that I am paying for an insurance, there is a backup plan. So you're not coming here and we are doing exposés and the money is now gone. But you now have peace of mind that you are working with a company that will ensure that you get a payout when you are in distress. So I am liking this, and I am learning something from our conversations. But we want to go on a quick break. Before we go on a quick break, we have our first question in this interview. The question: you stand a chance to win $50. If you are a policy holder, you will win $75. So this is our first question. Name the regulator for the banking and insurance industry in UK. While we are playing our promotion, answer this question. There is the WhatsApp number that is there. Send your answer to that WhatsApp group, and you stand a chance to win $50. If you're a policy holder, $75. So just send the right answer. Who is the regulator for the banking and insurance industry here in the UK? We are going for a quick break. We meet you soon.
Diaspora Insurance. Peace of mind guaranteed.
Welcome back. I want to believe you have sent your answer to the WhatsApp number there. You stand a chance to win. I advise you to send the link of this broadcast to your relatives because your whole family could win. Who knows? But you stand a chance to win only once. So if it is you, get your wife to come for the next segment, because in the next segment, after we hear what Mr. Madzingo is saying, we'll have another question. I want to ask you a question. Your cover is denominated in hard currency. Why is that important?
Yeah, it's a very, very important and an innovative way of doing funeral insurance. Traditionally, funeral insurance has always been structured as a goods and services policy to say when you pass, we'll provide you with this type of coffin or casket, we'll give you transport. Diaspora insurance moved away from that for a reason, and it was a very innovative way of doing things because the starting point is that any policy or any cover that you have, the whole purpose of the cover existing is to meet a need. So we then talk of the cover being correct, the cover being suitable. Is the cover suitable for the need that you need to address? Is the solution correct for the problem that you are trying to address? So here we are talking about diasporans who are essentially transnational citizens, people who belong to more than one nation, people who belong to more than one society. And the fact that over time, your location as a diasporan is not fixed. Your choices over time is not fixed. It tends to be fluid because fast forward time into the future, you want a cover that works today, that works tomorrow, that works long term if you are blessed with longevity. So we want a cover that will work if you say, I'm originally from Kenya, I now live in the UK. After a few years, you can say, I no longer want to be taken back to Kenya. God forbid something was to happen to me. We want a cover that will continue to work for you irrespective of your change of choice. We want a cover that will work for you if you say, I'm in the UK, I'm in my 40s. By the time I'm in my afternoons or in my afternoons of my life, I may be living in Australia with one of my children or in Florida with one of my children, or I may find myself in Greece on holiday or in the West Indies on holiday. God forbid something happens while you are there. Your same cover should work. So that is the essence of a cash cover, but not only a cash cover, a hard currency cash cover, because Diaspora Funeral Cash Plan covers in hard currency only. We cover people in pounds if you are in the UK, if you are in the EU in euros, if you are in Americas, you cover in US dollars, Canada, Canadian dollars, Australia, Australian dollars. In other countries outside the main hard currency economies, you cover yourself, you are covered in US dollars. So if your currency or if your country, say you're in Japan and you don't cover in yen, you default to US dollars, which is the global hard currency or the widely used currency in the world. So we do cover in hard currency. That covering hard currency is also important in that fast forward time into the future, 20, 30, 40 years from now, if you are covered for 10,000 pounds or 10,000 euros or 10,000 US dollars, fast forward time into the future, your cover remains fairly strong. Yes, given time value of money, but your cover remains fairly strong over the long term because it's in hard currency. But more importantly, you know what you are covered for. The value of your cover or what you are covered for is not disputable. It's certain. Unlike when you are talking to traditional funeral insurance, which gives people goods and services. You are promised goods and services. Give it 20, 30 years from now, no one is clear what you were covered for. What then happens? A funeral happens, you go to a bereavement. What you find is that you are being told to top up this. If you want this, top up this. If you want to top up this, because what you covered yourself 10, 20, 20, 30, 40 years ago is no longer clear. Imagine this conversation happened in 1990 and fast forward to now. 1990, someone says, give me my cover in hard currency, 10,000 US dollars. Someone give me executive cover, you give me a casket, you give me this and that. 30 years now, someone who is covered in US dollars 10,000 knows exactly what they're covered for. Someone who was given an executive promises of this and that, they can't even be sure what they were covered for. In any case, all those things are out of fashion, but would be out of fashion by then, or you will have relocated out of reach of the provider. So that's why we say people need to be covered in hard currency and in cash, so that their location doesn't matter. Their change of choices to bury our body, being cremated, or being taken home, you are using the same policy.
Wow. That is quite reassuring to find out that this is the significance of the hard cash, because you'll be wondering why hard cash. Now, there are other companies that are offering funeral policies, assistance schemes, or they're offering similar products to you. What is the benefit of choosing Diaspora Insurance?
A reputation. Diaspora Insurance, yes, this is the 12th year operating, and our reputation and record is very, very intact. In fact, we are rated 5-star rated by our clients. On paper, we say we pay within 24 hours of receiving proof of death, but in reality, our clients will testify that within 2-3 hours, 4 hours of receiving the paperwork, the monies are wired into their bank accounts. And that has been happening for over nearly 12 years now. So it's a proposition that is helping a lot of clients. And the way we have worked as Diaspora Insurance is that our clients are our family. That's the starting line. Anyone joining Diaspora Insurance as a team, whatever level, whether you are coming in at director level or someone is doing leads, or someone is doing sales executives, people know that what we do as a company is not work, it's a calling. We feel for our clients. We go out to make sure that our clients are helped and our clients are saved, and that distinguishes us from most providers. Also, the fact of being authorized and regulated by the FCA, protecting our clients under the financial conduct or under the financial services compensation scheme, reinsuring into the world's biggest reinsurance markets. Those things are very, very critical, because when you take a funeral policy, by its nature, it's a long-term policy.
You're right.
And you don't want it to have a false peace of mind, to say that I'm sorted, I'm covered, and you are covered on a policy that says you have been in the UK, say, for 20 years, or in Australia or America, your children were born in USA or in UK, and you take them and put them on a policy that says when you come to pass, your body will be taken to Zimbabwe, you will be given a bus, a generator, and this and that. It's wrong policy, because it doesn't speak to the needs of your family.
Right.
Because those children may never be taken home. It means you are wasting money paying money for them when they are not going to be benefiting from that policy. So we wanted to create a solution which speaks to the needs of the people. And that's why Diaspora Insurance is very popular, because the solution speaks to the needs of the people. This is a policy not just for this generation, but for the next generation. So we talk of intergenerational financial security. That's what we need. I want a policy that I know if I'm paying for a policy now. For my children, like myself, I covered my son the day he was born. And that policy will cover him whether he wants to be taken home, whether he ends up in USA, whether he ends up in Australia. It doesn't matter where he ends up. It's a policy for intergenerational financial security. So that's what we are educating people to say. You need to have the correct cover for your peace of mind. And that's what distinguishes Diaspora Insurance from other providers. And the provision of a hard currency policy is also very innovative and has helped a lot of people. Because also the other addition on the other policy cash cover, the other key point is that when a funeral happens, you are not just talking about covering the coffin and the transport. There's a lot of expenses: food, church service, flowers, photography, videography. All those things will cost people money. If you are faced with the bereavement as a family, you are not going to work. The opportunity cost, if you are an agent worker where you get paid when you work, it means you can't be taking a shift when you've got a bereavement of closest family member. You are not earning money, you are grieving. Who is going to cover the financial gap? Then after the burial itself, even the most disorganized family, they finish by doing a meeting. When do we do memorial? Who is going to pay for the memorial?
Yay.
And beyond the memorial, you want to do a tombstone and a tombstone ceremony. Who is going to pay for that? But with a good cash cover, it means you are covering all the costs related.
Right. That is interesting. Thank you for this information. Our question is still pending. Are we having challenges with the phone number that we have been given? If that's so, please say something in the comment section. There is a question here. Who is the finance regulator for UK for insurances and banks? Here in UK, we've discussed this in the first segment. Please send your answer to that number and you are going to win $50 US dollars, or you'll get 75 if you are a policy holder. So if you are not a policy holder, we'll give you the money. We'll not ask you to register first. We just give you, it's a giveaway. We are at a launch. Now, Mr. Madzingo, I want to congratulate you for your milestones. And tonight, it's yet another milestone. We are gathered here for you to reveal to us the new product that you have made for us, because life is evolving. Things have changed. And there is a product that is here. Can you tell us a bit about this new product?
Yeah, thank you so much. And it's good times. And as Diaspora Insurance, we always be on the lookout to make sure that we serve the community and serve them the correct way with the product which are sustainable and good for the long term as well. So as Diaspora Insurance, we are offering a new product, and the product is a group funeral policy. It's a group funeral policy. The group funeral policy that we are offering is structured and designed to serve certain communities. It's designed to serve employers. Looking at COS employers, people, we have got a lot of people coming in under the COS. They are coming in. They may want to cover their employees or encourage their employees to take cover, because you need to manage the financial risk that if you lose one of your employees when they are not yet settled, you will end up losing a lot of money, because you may end up having to pick up the cost of the funeral. But if they are covered on the Diaspora funeral cash plan, you know that your risk is managed. Then the group funeral policy is also aimed at organizations like churches. We've got quite a few churches that are signed up on the group funeral policy, where people can pay as a group or they can pay individually under the group. We also got burial societies. It's very, very important that people who are constituted as burial society, if you think long term, it's not sustainable. It's susceptible to failure at some point due to issues of irregularities, issues of aging, issues of mortality. So you need to transform to a properly underwritten and regulated group policy, where you know that your members are covered for the long term and it's intergenerational. So groups like that, they can also be covered under the group funeral cash plan. Associations, a lot of associations around, it may be hometown associations or local associations, clubs, chambers, companies that employ a lot of people who qualify for the cover. You can come in and you can be covered under the group policy. the beauty of the group policy that we have developed is that it covers, it's more like on the one hand, you can cover on a group policy where you can say everyone is covered. We are paying one premium. We've got one universal policy, and you have a group policy for the group. So everyone is being paid for by the company, or they contributing to a coffer, and then the company then pays, or the association or the church then pays one premium to Diaspora Insurance. The other dimension is a hybrid. We developed a hybrid policy, which we call a group scheme. And under the group scheme, you enjoy the benefits of a group policy, but at the same time, having individual policy. You have your own individual policy, you pay your own premium, but you are under a scheme. And that scheme helps in that you then enjoy the benefits of a group policy, which is normally volume and quantity discounts, but you are paying individually. So we call those group schemes, but they are all under the group funeral cash plan. So under the group funeral cash plan, someone can have a group policy where it's a universal policy for everyone, paying one premium for everyone. And in the event of a claim, the monies are paid to the group administration because it's it's a bank deceased group. So you pay through that management structure. But and then the second variation, which is a hybrid between an individual policy and a group policy, we call it a group scheme. And under those group schemes, typically under group schemes, we identify a cluster, like say healthcare, NHS and healthcare workers. We give you a scheme so that you benefit from the hard work you are doing for the community. We give you a scheme, and under that scheme, you qualify to take your own policy, pay your own premium, but enjoy the group benefits. We then also identify a cluster of people to say the new arrivals, the people who are on COS, welcome abroad. We want you to have a soft landing. We want to welcome you. We want you to enjoy the peace of mind that people who have been abroad for 20, 30 years are enjoying on the Diaspora Insurance. We want to welcome you. We want to make life easier for you. So as a cluster, we have developed, we are offering what we call COS funeral scheme. So anyone who is on COS, or anyone who is arriving in the UK or in the Australia or USA, and you say, I want to join, or I want to benefit from the package which is designed to welcome us abroad, you qualify to go on that scheme. So we offer a COS scheme, we offer, which is a hybrid product under the group funeral policy. So Diaspora Group Funeral Policy, which is Diaspora Group Funeral Policy, you can have the funeral policy, which is group, where you are covered as a group. You can have the scheme where you come in, benefit from the group benefits, but pay individually. And that is group funeral cash plan.
So how many people can be in a group?
The minimum, we say if it's a group where people are going to pay one premium, one policy managed through a management structure, and they are constituted and banked, minimum 10 people.
Okay.
Or not 10 people, 10 members. So it could be myself, my wife, my kids. Then someone comes in, self, wife, kids, and parents. So the members, the actual members is what we count. Minimum 10 members, and it has to be constituted. It has to have a structure. It has to have a management. It has to have a bank account. And that's what we can say this one can qualify as a group policy. Where it's a cluster of people, like say if we say NHS and the healthcare industry, it's people who work in that industry, but they will come under that scheme. They take individual policies and benefit from the group benefits. People who, under the COS funeral scheme, it's a welcome package that we are saying welcome, and qualify for a concessionary policy, and you take your policy. You don't need to know who else is under that scheme. You take your policy, you enjoy group benefits, but you're managing your things individually.
Hey, is this complicated or it's straightforward?
I can simplify it. Group. So under the group policy that we are launching, it's a group funeral cash plan. Group funeral cash plan. So if it's a group which is constituted, we offer it as a group policy. If it's a group that is a cluster of identifiable people, we just offer it as a group scheme.
Right.
Under the group scheme, people take policies. They don't need to know who else is on that scheme. They just qualify by virtue of being in a healthcare industry, someone who works in the healthcare industry.
Okay.
If it's Zimbabwe Nurses Association, you just qualify by being in that association.
But you stand as an individual.
You stand as an individual unless the association says, no, we are constituted, we've got a management structure, and all our members have agreed to come on the scheme. We then say you are taking one policy, a universal policy to cover everyone.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But we have got support in the office. So people who are interested in the group scheme can in the group policies can reach out to on the numbers on the screen. The office will take you through and look at your options. But the scheme is very good because it's a hybrid between individual policies and group policies, where you just have your policy benefiting from the group benefits, but you are managing your own policy. You are paying your own premium. You've got your own policy document. The policy document says you enrolled under, say, NHS and healthcare industry scheme. That's as far as your association with the scheme is concerned. You got your own policy. You pay on your own. In the event of a claim, you claim and the monies are paid to you. The same applies to the COS funeral scheme. It's a policy to say welcome, and you just get in touch and say, I want to go on the COS funeral scheme. You don't need to know who else is on the scheme. It's not a constituted group. It's a cluster of people that is identifiable.
Aha.
Yeah.
That is now making really
Correct,
profound sense. So let's say, for instance, it's a church organization. Would they fall under the scheme or the group?
They choose. We got a few churches already, and they choose to say, as a church group, do we want to cover our members and pay one premium, one universal policy? Or we say, we are AFM, we are taking a policy, we are taking a scheme where we enroll our members. Anyone who is our member, they go on that scheme, but they will pay individually. So it's a very flexible way of doing business, so that we make sure people are not excluded by unnecessary technicalities. Because what the challenges you find is that if you make a group rigid and say everyone has to join the group, then you pay to the church or you pay to the society, then the society is the one which is going to take one universal policy and make sure it covers everyone. It will happen that some people may not want to join that universal policy. Or if they join and they don't pay into the universal policy, they drag everyone down. But if they are identified as a cluster, but you individually manage your family protection, it means that you can manage it better that way, because you just benefiting from the group cluster, but operating individually. You are managing your own risk. You are also making sure that your family protection is secure, because you taking responsibility. And when you fail to pay, you deal with it, you make your own arrangements, and that is very, very important, that you manage your own risk and you also manage your own family protection. So a church group can come in and form and be given a group policy where they have a universal policy, but that is more difficult to do, because you then find people having different needs. But if it's a church group comes in and it's a scheme for that church or church branch, it's easier.
Right.
As AFM Doncaster or AFM Catering, we've got our scheme, and the members can join under that scheme. and members manage their own policies. It's easier. So that's why we came up with the cluster with a hybrid product where people benefit from the group benefits, but paying individually, managing their risk individually, and protecting their families individually.
This is really good, and I feel like I just need you to just briefly reiterate and just to say the benefits of being on these schemes, just maybe in point forms, so that I know you have covered it in this big explanation, but just so that it's very clear and specific, just the advantages, the benefits.
Yeah, the advantages of the schemes are that from an organization point of view, you're looking at a situation where you lose one of your own, and God forbid there's no policy, there's no cover. It creates a lot of disrepute for the organization that those ones, they can't even bury their own. That company, they employ so many people and they can't even bury their employee, or they can't even assist with the funeral of their employee.
Right.
So by virtue of having that perception, it shifts the financial risk of you losing a member. It may be a church member, it may be an employee. It shifts the risk, the financial risk of losing that member to the organization. You do something about it or lose your reputation. So we are saying to organizations, it's in organization leadership, be it burial societies, be it companies, be it church groups, be it associations, you've got a responsibility to create paternalistic allegiance on your members by giving them value. If it's a church, value beyond the coming together for worship, you create value for your membership, you create paternalistic allegiance, and that is very, very important. You also shift the financial risk of losing one of your own and getting your reputation damaged because you can't do it. You find yourself being forced to intervene, paying 10,000 for a funeral which is not on the budget. But if you encourage your members to take the cover, God forbid something happens, then you know that the finances are sorted. We can support with other things, but that way you really see the value of taking a group policy or encouraging your members to join a group scheme. So we encourage companies, the COS employers that have brought in a lot of people, we encourage them to get in touch so that we can structure a scheme for them, which they then can encourage their employees to join and get supported. God forbid something happens, but it's all about peace of mind. Funeral insurance is not about dying. Funeral insurance is about bringing the future into the present and creating a solution for the long term. Say, God forbid, for now, I've got my peace of mind. God forbid something happens, I will know that I don't have to be a charity case or splashed on the social media, people begging for money.
Yeah. Thank you so much. This is really insightful. We are really enjoying this. We're going to take a small break, but before we take a break, we're going to ask you a question. Please, can we have the number of where we are sending our answers? This next question, you stand a chance of winning $75 or $100 if you are a member, if you are a policy holder. This is the number that is on our screen that you are sending the answer. You stand a chance to win money. We are not going to ask you to say because you send your answer, we're not going to ask you to get a policy. No, you are just getting the money. We're asking you right now, and you can reach out to us on the numbers shown. The question is, what are the two group schemes that have been launched today? What are the two group schemes that have been launched today? I am going to play a video while we are on a short break.
I lost my mom on the 6th of July, and I was a member, but I'm still a member. I contacted the agent, and my mom's funeral was amazing. I can't fault the service. Straight from my heart, you made it so easy for me. I didn't know must stress us, but you just made it.
We appreciate that one was given. It didn't quite set off.
So amazing.
Thank you
I'm
for
so
that,
grateful.
Ma'am. Well done,
And
ma'am.
yes,
Wow. You see what is happening with others. They have used this insurance and they are giving their testimony as to the experience that they went through. Again, let's send our answers to the number that has been put on the screen. But for your peace of mind, reach out and find out. When you are going through grief, it's a very difficult time. And there is nothing as difficult as going through grief and you don't have money. That one is a given. It's too traumatic. You will cry like, but when you have things sorted, you will cry and remember your loved one with a peace of mind, knowing that you're going to give them a respectable send off. Thank you so much, Mr. Madzingo, for this innovative business that you are running with Diaspora Insurance. We want to go to our next question.
Maybe before you before you go in there is a question from one of the listeners which says, which company are you affiliated to? What if you are bankrupt and is our money safe? I think we did address that question at the beginning, but I will just recap for the peace of mind of everyone listening and for the viewer who asked. The Diaspora Insurance is not an informal setup. We are a proper insurance company authorized and regulated by the Financial Conduct Authority. Our clients are protected under the Financial Compensation Scheme in the UK, the same scheme that protects bank accounts. You can Google FCA register. Once you Google FCA register, you will find a link there. You can search Diaspora Insurance, or you can search another provider you may be dealing with to see whether they are authorized and regulated by the Financial Conduct Authority. If they are, it's not a free thing to be regulated. We pay a lot of money to have to maintain that licensing and regulation. We also pay a lot of money to get you protected under the Financial Compensation Scheme. But not only that, I did mention before that with a proper insurance product, you need to have underwriting and reinsurance. We are reinsured into the world, one of the world's biggest reinsurance companies. So those are layers of protection. Those are layers of protection that are meant to protect our accounts, that you are protected under the compensation scheme. You are also protected through underwriting and reinsurance. So I hope that addresses the question. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I think others, you are joining us late, so you will have your questions. You will get a chance to replay this broadcast, and you can visit the website www.diasporainsurance.com or reach out to the phone numbers on our screens and get more information. There are people who will walk through with you the process of what you need to do. So I think that is really profound. We want to move on with more questions. At this launch, we are celebrating. Congratulations on this milestone. These two group schemes that you have come with that are tailor-made for us and the changes in our lives. It says the group plans come with a better premiums compared to individual cash plans. Can you explain why that is the case? So should we move over from individual cash plans?
No, it's not. It's the group policies. The way they are structured is they are based on volume, and they come with volume and quantity discounts. So it's a slight benefit that groups gave. Why they have those benefits groups? It's because if you take a group of 100 people who are on the same policy paying one premium and one policy, it means the administration cost of administering that is very low compared to administering those 100 people as individuals. So the group, the quantity discount, that's what helps the groups to have a slightly cheaper premium. But then you have your things being managed through a group, not through yourself as an individual. So that's why you find group policies. Wherever you find some group, some products being offered to a group, it tends to have a quantity discount or a volume discount, which is because the administration cost of managing a group is cheaper than managing all those people if they were coming as individuals. So it's a very slight advantage in terms of the premium. Nothing to write home about.
So my question is that should we move over then? Do you think I should move over to the group? And
No, it's because if you move over, you start a new policy. So you lose the benefits that you have accrued on your policy already. So this is structured to help communities who are organized into groups or identifiable clusters. It's not to say the individuals move over your policies.
Right. This is really good. We are discussing, some of us, we are policy holders. This is our family. This is our way of living. It is now a community. And we know how much work the Diaspora Insurance has done for us in our communities when we have lost our loved ones. So we have our teams. We may not directly respond to your question in the comment section, but we have our teams. They will follow up on this question. They will inbox you. They will talk to you so that you understand, because maybe you missed some of the presentation that was happening. It's not just for UK. It's not just for UK. It has been covered that there are 13 nationals.
19 now.
19
nationalities, and all the nationalities, wherever they are in the world, they qualify for the cover. So you can check on the website or reach out on the numbers on the website if it's a qualifying nationality. But the banner on my back there also lists the countries that we cover. So if it's a South African, wherever they are in the world, if it's a Zimbabwean, wherever they are in the world, we got the clients as far as Japan, Nepal, Australia, USA, Canada, New Zealand, you name it, mainland Europe, almost every country. So the clients are global, and the Diaspora Insurance is covering people globally. It's not UK only.
Wow. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We're almost coming to the end of our interview and our broadcast, but I have another question. Way forward, what are other plans that you have, or other products that you have, or what other goals do you have in terms of bringing this product either to us, to the globe? What are the future plans?
Yeah, the Diaspora Insurance is fast growing and evolving, and we always have products and develop solutions for the community. So we are looking at launching new products. We are launching this now, and we are looking in the by year end to be launching new products that we are working on, and also new markets that we are working on. So it's an evolving solution, and we will always be coming back with the new solutions for our clients. Ultimately, the target is to make sure that people enjoy their peace of mind and they are covered wherever they are in the world.
Cool. I have got Arthur Mudendas. I think he's saying, please, lady, just answer the questions and stop sugarcoating. I think your question, if I can see, which says, which company are you affiliated to? If you go bankrupt, are our money contributions safe? So I think
we did answer. That is the question I picked, and we answered that one. I think there's also a question from the same viewer, which is talking about the policy. How much do I pay on the policy? That there are two things that affect your premium. One is the amount of cover you choose. The second thing is the age of the person you are covering. Those are the two factors that mainly affect your premium. So if you take a 40-year-old on 10,000 policy and a 20-year-old on the same 10,000 policy, the 20-year-old will pay lower by virtue of age. So that is the main factor.
Thank you. So if let's say I'm in my 20s and I want to take a policy, will I continue to pay until I'm in my old age? Because someone is waiting and thinking, I need to be older before I take a policy.
Yeah, the good thing with the structuring of the insurance is that it speaks to your age. So the younger you are, the lower you pay. The reason for that is that on the balance of probability, on the life based on life expectancy, you are likely to end up paying for a longer period. But because you are paying smaller for the same value, that's why your premium is cheaper if you are younger.
Wow, wonderful. We are going to go on another break, but before we go on another break, we have the last question, and this one is a jackpot. You stand a chance to win $100, and if you are a policy holder, you stand a chance to win $200. So we will have a quick break. While you answer that question, the number is on our screens that you need to send your answer, and you stand a chance to win that money.
I lost my...
Those who are going to get a diaspora insurance. So, kwatiri inotipa is a peace of mind. Because diaspora insurance, peace of mind, irritated.
Saka chiuya chimbi chimbi munamoti chakumiririra kunyangwe uve mhiri yemakungwa unonzwa voti rwaiswa rwendo rwaiswa diaspora yapindira moyo voti rwaiswa rwendo rwaiswa diaspora yapindira amen 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 amen.
Diaspora Insurance. Peace of mind guaranteed.
Wow, that is beautiful. From Mambo Duterere, all the way from the continent of Africa in Zimbabwe. And we come over to you, back to you. We have CEO Madzingo, Jeff Madzingo, here in our studios. And tonight he's just launched 2 schemes that are affiliated to groups. There's a group scheme and a group policy. We are still waiting for the answers, and we'll tell you our winners tonight. We've had 3 questions, and we're expecting to have 3 winners that will walk away with some money. But Mr. Madzingo, any information that you think you just want to speak to the listeners that you think is important tonight?
Yes. It's only to say over the years we have received so much support across communities, not just Zimbabweans. Zimbabwe is one of the lead countries in terms of our policy holders. We've got Kenyans, we've got Ghanaians, we've got Tanzania, Ethiopia, we've got Malawi, Zambia, South Africans. So from the 13 African countries that we're offering, we've received so much support, and we've helped people choosing either to be taken back home or to be laid to rest abroad, or even people choosing cremation. We have had to deal with all those situations and giving people the dignified send-off that they deserve. We have also dealt with the peculiar situations where someone passes on when they are back in their home country and opt to say, I've lived in the UK for so long or in Australia for so long, I will be, and the decision is that they want to be buried in the diaspora country. So we call that reverse repatriation, where someone is being taken from their country of origin to be buried abroad because their family is now based abroad. The flexibility of the cover, being a cash cover, means you can do that without any problems. So cash cover gives you complete control and complete flexibility to do whatever you want with the policy. All what we do and guarantee as a company is to make sure that the financial intervention is immediate, so that you plan with certainty whether someone is being buried abroad, or someone is being taken home, or someone is being taken from home back to the diaspora, or even if someone is choosing cremation. Peculiar situations like a missing person presumed dead can also happen. A plane crashes, you can't even find the body. People want to travel to do a ceremonial send-off. You still have, once someone is declared missing presumed dead, it means the police qualifies for payout and people can use the money for anything. And there's also no. I think we go through so much stress in the working abroad, in the diaspora, and when you lose someone, the stress is doubled really, if you not multiply it several times. There's no, I don't think it's wrong if funds permit to say after send off you allow yourself a holiday, go a week a holiday abroad or somewhere to a resort and rest, and before you start to pick the next shift. But we don't do those things because the monies are stretched immediately. Before you even bury someone, you are chasing the next shift because the funds are tight. But with a good cash policy, it means you can plan your things and manage your risks well. We don't want a situation you lose someone, then you stressed so much because of the finances, you end up losing another person or yourself because you can't even afford to take a break after burial or after the funeral. So cash cover will give you those flexibilities, and you should be able to manage financially without stretching. So that's the whole essence of reaching out to the community to support them.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much. I just want to thank you, Mr. Madzingo, for coming tonight. We have learned a lot of things, that Diaspora Insurance has been in business for over a decade, and it is FCA regulated. We've had a winner on that question. They will receive their money tonight. The FCA regulator will ensure that if there is any calamity, you are still secured to get your money from your policy. I also learned that there are 2 new schemes. Oh, they are really, really, really amazing. One is a group scheme and another is a group plan. And they have better premiums compared to individual ones. But and a group is got a minimum number of 10 members. So all organizations, church organizations, associations, this is like Mubatanizwa, but this is a Mubatanizwa that is got a regulator. It's got a backup plan. So we'll not be coming here doing exposés. And I want to say the times of GoFundMe are over and done with. Let's try to move away from GoFundMe. And if you are affiliated to an organization, you end up being bitter to an organization that does not have money catered for your funeral. So phone these numbers that are on our screens, get a quote, ask the questions that you have. You will be given answers. There is a team of trained representatives who will speak to you, and they will alleviate all your concerns, and they will show you the evidence. So thank you so much, Mr. Madzingo, and congratulations on this milestone. Right. Yeah. So this is it. We are done for tonight. It's 2004. The product is launched. It's up to you as an employer to reach out to Mr. Madzingo. If you want to come through me, you know I'm approachable. Come through me and I will take you to our teams so that you can have a quote that is relevant to your organization, so that you will not be burdened. When someone passes away, they'll be complaining with your name. But you can alleviate all these things if you have a plan, a backup plan. I think I've said it well. Have I, Mr. Madzingo?
Yeah, thank you so much, and thank you for everyone who tuned in. If anyone has got any questions, the numbers are on the screen. Reach out to the office. The office is available to support you and to make sure that all your questions are answered, and we get you covered so that you can enjoy your peace of mind. our record speaks for itself. Thank you.
Thank you. And this is a registered company with a registered address. There is a way to track this company and come to the company. So they are not gonna disappear and we won't see them. They are a legitimate organization. Thank you so much for joining us. Good night. Maybe we'll come back again with Mr. Madzingo and we will speak in Shona. I don't know. But we are happy with the information that we have tonight. Good night, everyone.
Thank you.
Yakanakira Diaspora Insurance. So kwatiri inotipa the peace of mind. Because Diaspora Insurance, peace of mind iritititi.
Irufumweni arune ine ushewi venda mbinga tose tinobaya saka chiuya chimbi munamoti chakumiririra kunyangwe uve mhiri yemakungwa unonzwa voti rwaiswa rwendo rwaiswa Diaspora yapindira moyo voti rwaiswa rwendo rwaiswa Diaspora yapindira
Diaspora Insurance. Peace of mind guaranteed.